That what is relevant is that there are criminals that seem to be working together, that are committing crimes. To me, that's what's relevant. We got to get them. We got to get them out of there.
Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman sitting down with Denver7 for the first time since allegations that a Venezuelan gang has taken over apartment buildings in his city. Aurora police have not confirmed those claims. Glad you're with us tonight for Denver7 News at 6. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Crawford. As you'll recall, there are several apartments at the center of an investigation regarding alleged gang activity. You've likely seen the video.
You've likely seen this video. It surfaced over the weekend, making national headlines and causing panic. But despite our best efforts to get answers, not much context surrounding it.
A Facebook post by Mayor Mike Kaufman perhaps added to the panic when the mayor called for an emergency court order to clear the apartment buildings of Venezuelan gang activity, declaring the properties a criminal nuisance. And Aurora police then posted that a special task force was working in collaboration with state, local, and federal partners to address the gangs.
Meanwhile, a different message from Aurora city officials proclaiming Aurora is a safe place to live, work, and visit. Then, as recently as yesterday, Aurora police saying they didn't find anyone with an outstanding warrant or any other criminal activity while canvassing the apartment complex.
And Denver7's Colette Bordelon just finished speaking with Mayor Kaufman.
And Colette, he says the claims about Tren de Aragua and Aurora are exaggerated.
Yeah, Mayor Mike Kaufman, he says whether or not the criminal activity at those apartment complexes are directly connected to Tren de Aragua or TDA isn't what concerns him. Instead, he says he wants to find any organized crime within the city and stop it.
Obviously, I don't like the policies at the border, but that it seems like whenever, the pattern here in these properties is that when you have a concentration of Venezuelan migrants, it seems to be a target-rich environment for a criminal element to come in and to exploit them.
Mayor Kaufman says he's confirmed with the DEA that members of the TDA gang are connected with fentanyl distribution near the apartments. Meanwhile, Aurora police say there is a small presence of the Venezuelan gang members in Aurora, but they're still investigating exactly to what extent. Kaufman went to the apartments off Dallas Street on Monday and says he spoke with many of the people living there. He says a lot of them don't want to move, but do want to see the complexes maintained again. He says their last resort, the city's last resort, is to close the apartments.
And I think I'm trying to be realistic on how I portray this, but I am worried that there is a tendency inherently to exaggerate and to say this incident that's isolated to 3 buildings under the same ownership with the same people, concentration of Venezuelan migrants, is the city of Aurora, that the entire city is unsafe, and that narrative isn't true, and that's a destructive narrative to the economic health of this city.
Aurora police tell me they have seized 1 gun and additional evidence related to that viral video showing people with large weapons at the apartments off of Dallas Street. Coming up tonight on Denver7 at 10, much more of our conversation with Kaufman, including how he thinks we got here. Live in Aurora, Colette Bordelon, Denver7.
All right, we'll see you at 10, Colette. Thank you. And people who live at one of the apartment complexes denied their building had been taken over by a Venezuelan gang. They say it's just simply not true. Residents at the Edge at Lowry Apartments refuted claims that they've had to pay rent to the gangs. They say the biggest problems are the conditions of the building they live in.
We've had a change in narrative because of one instance. Everybody's just looking and assigning it to everybody else. We've been paying our rent. There's nobody in there who is asking us for money other than the owner. We have not had to pay anybody. We have not had any issues with security. We are not criminals.
The city of Aurora telling Denver7 today they are, quote, handling public safety concerns at these problem buildings, making arrests and conducting proactive police work. We'll continue to aggressively pursue a resolution in order to address the poor conditions impacting residents.